Hello everyone, so in this video, let us talk about maps in Golang. So what is exactly a map? A map is just a data structure which is used to store key value pairs. So let us define that. Map is used to store key value. Okay. So how you can do that? Let us try to see that. We will start by making a map. So we have the common notation to just use that to initialize something. So we initialize a map with this. To make a map, we use the keyword make. In make, we will give that what we are trying to make. We are trying to make a map. Now map has two fields. One is the type and the other is what type, like what is the key and value. So key and value. So the data type of key and the value. So let's say the data type of key is, let's say, string, and a data type of the value is integer. So that is how we can make a map. Let us now try to store some things out. So let's say that we want to make a key, that is, let's say a key is code that is pointing towards the value of 1. Now what is actually happening is that I have just mapped a string that is code to a value that is integer is equal to 1. Similarly, let us now again make a key of string, let us code explainer. So you can make any key. The only condition is that it should be a string, and let's say it's equal to 2, and let's say there is one more thing, so let us name it tutorials, and let's say equal to 3. So if I just do an fmt.println of this map, so we have to import the fmt package. Let us just do it out, check it out, and Studio 11. And yep, so as you can see that you have printed that you have created a map with the keys code is 1, code explainer to 2, and tutorial to 3. So that is how you can see that we have created a mapping of a string to an integer, and we have stored 3 key value pair inside the map. Okay, now there is also another way to create that a map. Let us see that. Let us name it m2. We want to create a map, so we want to make a map of string map to an integer, and in that, after this, like after creating this, instead of doing this make, because you're not storing out anything, you want to store the key value pairs after this only. So what you can do is that you will initialize like this, and you can directly store out value. So let's say I want to map, let's say, code to 1, and you can give continuously. Let's say I want to give tutorial to 3. So I have now initialized the key value pairs inside, like while I'm initializing the map only. Okay, so let's say I have some key value pairs which are no at the start of the program, so I can directly use that. These can be filled by the user as well, but if let's say I know some values like a predefined values, you can directly fill out in the map like this. So instead of using this make keyword, I can just create a map like this and just insert the keys. If I want to print out, you can directly see that this will also be printed out. Okay. So let us now move forward. Let us use it here, and let us print down this map too also, but let us do it in after doing some more things. So let's say now we want to, now what is the use case? The use case is that, let's say I want to just find out that what is the value for code. Let's say this. Okay, you can directly get that what is the mapping value of code is. Okay, so you can directly do some mapping. So let's say a user is there which has mapped to some different fields, so you can just create a mapping of a particular user with fields, and you can directly get them. Okay, so that is how a mapping is done. And let's say, let also check that if there is no key for the corresponding input that I want to. So let's say in the map I want what is the value for code, and the map what is the value for code double E. Now let us see what it will print. So what you can directly see is that because there is no value for this, it will just print out 0. Okay, and for this it has a value, so it's printed on 1, and for this is this the second map, and this is the first map. So I hope you're understanding how the map is storing out all of this information. Now moving down, what we'll do is that we have one more thing that we can do. that when we are getting out values out of a map, we can get two values out. So you might get confused that okay, if 0 is printed out, then let's say if I created a map with 0 value, let's say tutorial is mapped to 0, then how can I differentiate between a 0 value and the map that like the particular key is not present? It will return 0, but I want that the key is like for this particular key the value is present but it is 0. You might get confused. So for that, Golang has given one special thing that instead of getting out only one output of this, so you are getting out for a map what is the key, you can get out two values. Okay, so what I can do is, let's say you can use two value and whether it is okay. Okay means that if I just get out the value for, let's say, code E, what it eventually do is that this not only returns one value but it actually returns two value. Okay, what you can do is that the first value is the value itself, but the second will tell you whether this particular value is present inside the map or not, like whether it is okay, whether it is present or not. Okay, so what I can do is, like, let's say we can do this with this also, value 1, value okay 1, okay 2, let us print it out. So fmt dot print line, so let's say value, first I'll put value 2, okay, value 2 and okay 2, and then I'll put value 1, okay 1. Now let us see what actually happens out. Okay, now what you can see is that this returns a boolean variable. When I print, like when I want code EE, it just returns 0 as a value, but it tells us false, which means that though I am returning 0, but this key doesn't have a or corresponding value inside the map, and thus it returns false. So you can directly not go from the value, you can take out both of these values out and check that whether it is present or not using the second value. Okay, like this value, the second boolean, like the boolean value, that whether it is present or not. If it is not present, you directly know that this value which is getting out is just a garbage, or like I don't want that value. If it returns out true, then only you know that particular key is present, so a corresponding value should also be present and you can take out this value. Hope you get out something from this as well. Okay, you can also change values like this. So let's say if I have a map and now in later half of the code I want that the code initially was mapped to 1, but let's say now I want to map it to let's say 10, maybe the value has incremented over time and I want to change it to 10 in the code. So initially if I just do fmt print line of map again, what you can see is that initially in the initial phase when the map was printed, code was mapped to 1, but now when the program runs it is changed to 10, and then eventually when I do a printout of this particular map again, it will print out 10. So now the values has changed. So you can manipulate the key value pair itself also. Also, you can also delete this key value pair. So let's say that I want to delete out this code value now. Now maybe later half this key value pair of 10 is now useless for me. I don't want to waste memory on this particular key value pair. So let us now delete this out. So we will just tell delete from this particular map. You have to give that there are multiple maps in the program, so you have to give like what is the map and the key type, like what is the key you want to delete. So let's say I want to delete code, and that's it. It will delete the key value pair corresponding to the key that is code. So let us now print out the map again, and you can now see that after this, like after this 10 is changed, this is the last thing that we have done. When I have printed the map again, now code is now like the code key value pair is now disappeared from the map, and there are only two keys that are present, key value pair that are present. So that is how you can manipulate out. So these are different operations you can do on maps. There are multiple like features or like multiple use cases of map that we will be going out maybe the later half of this course, but this is the overall view how map is used and how you can manipulate out in Golang. So thank you for watching the video till the end. I will see you in the next one. Till keep coding and bye.